everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kim and today is my February TBR game, which is the deck of TBR. I can't wait to get started, but we do have some housekeeping that we need to do. I need to tell you kind of briefly what I read and if I succeeded in my TBR last month for January, and then we'll get started with our draws for February. Alright, so not in any particular order, and I will go into more depth of the books in my wrap-up. That will be coming later. But I wanted to go on and film this so it could go up on time. So I have about a week and a half left of January to finish out any books that I have remaining. And then we'll have our picks for starting with February. Alright, so the first book, this was for the Four of Spades card. I only got 10 pages into this book of the Outlet 6. I have not been wanting to pick this book up. I don't know why. I read about 10 pages, which is kind of like the prologue that they have, and then a few pages in. I'm softly DNFing this book for now because I don't want to go into a reading slump, and for whatever reason I am just not feeling this book, so I don't want to force myself to read it and then give it a bad mark because I'm just simply not in the mood for the book. If you have been around for a while, my lighting is kind of off today. I went to go click on my light and it died. So I'm working with a very overcast sky light for me. So the lighting is going to be a little off, so I may do my books on this side, so I'm not putting myself too much in a shadow. Yeah. Alright, so that was the first book. The second book that I absolutely 100% did DNF, this is The Demon of Brownsville Road. This is like the second or third time I've tried to pick up this book in the last couple of years that I've had the book, and it's just not, the writing just not for me. So I did DNF it. And this was for the Nine of Spades. So that one is no longer. That will be unhauled later. And again, I'll go into more depth of the books in my wrap-up. More reasons. This was the Six of Hearts card. This is a Ruin of Roses. I did finish this one. And this is Eight of Clubs. This was The Dead of Winter. Loved this book, did read it. Then this was a continuing the series book. This is Wildlands, second book of the Savage Land series by Stacey Marie Brown. I did finish it. This was for my romanceopoly card. This was Read a Romance with Friends to Lovers card. I did read it, so I did read this one. So I'm looking pretty good. And that was the last, I believe. Oh, I'll put up on the screen Storm of Lies. I ended up DNFing that book. It was just not for me, and yeah, it was just not cool. Got 17 chapters in. Just the writing style, the way the characters were developed, I was just not getting along with them. So I did end up DNFing that one. So I ended up reading 4 out of the 7 books that I pulled for this last month. So that's all my picks from last month. We will set these to the side. So again, I did okay. I ended up, I think, last month with 1 extra draw, and I did okay with it, so I'll keep it at 5 cards. Then I have my romanceopoly pick that I need to do, as well as the Buzz Wordathon book. And then about later, after my video went up last month in January, I started participating in the Immortal After Dark series. I believe it's what it's called, by Cressley Cole. Amanda reads romance. That is her channel. She decided she wants to read all the books in this series, and I've read some of the books, so I decided I was going to join in. So I'll also read those 2 books. I'm going to try to get them on my draws if I can, or I know it won't fit for the Buzzwordathon because it has to do with something with water, or water words, something to that effect for the Buzzwordathon. So I know those 2 won't fit there, but if not, I know I'm going to read those, and I'll have an image of those up on the screen as well for you. If you want to join in, it's not too late. We've only read kind of like the prequel to the series book, which is the novella, and then the first actual full-length novel, A Hunger Like No Other, in January. So then we're going to pick up the next 2 books in February. So I'll try to fit them if I can. If not, I will somehow get them read. Alright, so let me shuffle the deck. Again, I will need to pull up my key. So I know the aces, if I pull that, all my cards go back into my deck. So we shall see what we get. So give a couple more shuffles, and then we'll get to drawing. So exciting. And then, of course, if it's any type of generator or with the wheels, I'll record it and put it up on the screen for you guys as well. And one last shuffle to see where we go. All right. All right. Of course, it's an ace, and reshuffle all of the cards. And then I had one other, and that was from Storm of Lies. So we'll shuffle them again to get everything back into the deck. And of course, jokers are, I believe, an extra draw. One more good shuffle. Starting off February, great. Alright, full deck. What do we got? You'll know before I do. 6 of Hearts. Hearts, this is genre. Okay. So I have my wheel for genres, and then we'll see what I get. Alright, we have a manga. So I'm going to one off of my off of my 25 and 25. This is book or volume 5 of the collector's edition of Fruit Baskets by Natsuki Takaya. So this is the 5th book. I'll probably restart it. I had gotten this much read previously, but I'll probably restart it because I don't really remember what happened. I really love this. It's about the zodiac signs, and basically an orphan girl that is being kind of living with these guys while she's going to school. They've kind of taken her in, and the things that happen while with them. So first book on for February, which is a manga. We will do our draw. What do we have? 7 of Spades. These are prompts. I think these are my easier prompts. So again, this is kind of where we're starting at. Foiled or gilded cover. I believe this is going to be my Buzzwordathon Rain, which is a water word. So Rain of Shadows and Endings, and it's got this gilded cover, metallic-y looking cover on it on the front and back. So it's going to double up on prompts. I like that. Alright, so this one, it says, of all the worlds in life they created, the gods favored their children the most, but with that favor came the fear that their legacy would one day become too powerful and overthrow them. Devrim was created, a realm hidden among the stars. Gods gave their legacy the best of all the worlds, and then they left, a sworn agreement to never return and to never interfere. Forced to a life of servitude, the Fae are required to provide for the legacy in more ways than one. So that's just kind of part of what the synopsis is about. Spades, this is by Melissa K. Rorich. Spades, Gods, Fantasy, I'm not sure, I believe it's a fantasy romance because it came in a fantasy romance box, so I can't wait to dive in. And then I also have a blog because it is a special edition for my special edition vlogs that I do. So it's doing triple duty for this one book. Alright, our third pick. A joker, so I get an extra pick. So instead of 5 books, there now are 6. So this is book 3 for the second time. Alright, so Kings of Hearts. Kings are a random color generator. So let me go find one of those. So this is a random color wheel. This is what it looks like. And it's kind of preset at a dark green color. Alright, so it has just a regular green, not dark, not light, just green. Something with green on the cover. I'm going to choose Flicker in the Dark. There is green like in the mossy leaves and stuff. It's not a ton, but it is part of my 2025. It just doesn't have a ton of green on it, but that is the closest that I have with what I have. And like I said, zero of the next books in a series has green on the cover or mostly predominantly green on the cover. Don't know how that's not possible, but there we go. Alright, so I had to make it stretch. Again, you guys are welcome to join me and find books for the prompts that I am picking to join in the lovely fun of that. Technically I probably could have done this other one because there's, well, not even, there's more green here, but this one's already doing triple duty. So green on the cover, the best that I could get off of what I own. Mostly blue covers I am finding. Alright, so we only have 3 and we still have 6 books because I did get a joker. See what our next card is. Hopefully it won't be as difficult to find a book to match it. Alrighty. Jack, pick from a physical TBR. Alrighty, a physical TBR book that I am super interested in reading currently. Get a horror book on well, got a thriller and then probably another thriller. This is The Haunting of Ashburn House by Darcy Coates. I love her books. I've fallen in love with this author. I may end up with all of her books. We shall see. But yeah, so this is probably a haunting. Let's see a little bit of what it's about. There's something wrong with Ashburn House. Everyone knows about Ashburn House. They whisper that its old owner went mad and restless ghosts still walk the halls. But when Adrian, desperate and in need of a place to stay, inherits the crumbling old mansion, she only sees it as a lifeline until darkness falls. Alright, I'm not going to read the rest of it. That's enough to really get me interested in it. Can't wait. I have loved every book that I have read from her. This is the 3rd or 4th. So that will be my 4th Darcy Coates book. I know I'm going to probably enjoy it just as much. She just does such an awesome job. From Below gave me a very claustrophobic, hard to breathe feeling. I mean, she just does atmosphere so good. The Dead of Winter, The Isolationist. It is just, she does such a well-crafted books. I can't wait to dive into that book. Another book, I believe, off my priority reads. I am rocking this part so far, my 25 and 25. Alright, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 books. 2 to go, 2 more draws, and then we'll get the rolls for romanceopoly. And then we talked about the buzzword, but we'll clarify that again. So our next card, a king, which is, I believe, the color generator again. That ought to be fun. So we left off on green. So again, we left off at the green. Hopefully you guys can see it. Okay, this time we have purple on the cover. Alright, so for purple, I'm going to do a semi-definitive list of worst nightmares by Crystal Sutherland. So a very light purpley pink, and then purple down here, purple in the flowers. So this is the one I'm going to choose, again, also from my 25 in 2025. Alright, so what does this one say a little bit? So, ever since Esther Solar's grandfather met death, her entire family has been cursed to suffer one great fear in their lifetime. A fear that will eventually lead each and every one of them to their graves. Alright, so basically death by your greatest fear. So, see how she's going to hopefully overcome it and break their family curse. Can't wait. Alright, and our sixth pull, final, crossing our fingers that I did not just jinx myself. Alright, a 2 of spades. Alright, just what I need to do is start another series. So this will be book 1 of a series, start of a new series. And it will be, get to its cover. Okay. So again, I'll also pop a picture up. This is A Kiss of Salt and Sea. Yeah, A Kiss of Salt and Sea by, it's a Darkstone Academy book by Bliss Devlin. So again, start of a brand new series, I think. Alright, it says, in a world ruled by human mages, I'm an orphan without magic, living under the thumb of my heartless father. When he sells me into indentured servitude at Darkstone Academy for the magical arts, I find myself far from home and surrounded by dangerous enemies. And then she's protected by 3 different men, or boys / men. I'm not sure if it's 18 older, I'm guessing. Fantasy, so we'll see. There's a dragon shifter, there's a merman, and a fae, I believe. So this, I believe, is going to be a romantasy. Yeah, it's a wide choose, romance, a romantasy book. So yay! I think that's really my first romance book on this entire TBR. And then our last pull. See what our last draw is. This has been a fun game. It's been so many twists and turns with this game. What do we have? A 10 of spades. We're getting lots of prompts today, but at least they're a little bit easier prompts. So we left off again, start a series. So I haven't moved it. What are we gonna get? What are we gonna get? Alright, so a mental health rep. Alright, I will need to use my KU and see if I can find a romance with mental health rep. So I'm going to choose The Wrong Drive by Anne Wilde. Alright, I will show you the picture on here because it's very slow downloading. So this is The Wrong Drive. Okay, and a little bit, and again it's by Annie Wilde. So it's a romantic suspense. It says, all I wanted is a secluded getaway. Instead, I get a wrong turn, a fortnight blizzard, and a malevolent, enticing, and unstable stranger. Merry Christmas to me. Here's to unwrapping his insanity and trying not to lose mine. That was Emerson, and then the other person is Turner. I come here when I lose my grip. I come here so I can wreak havoc alone. Instead, I get an unplanned and unwanted gift. How dare she show up? She doesn't belong here, but now I'm not sure I can let her go. It does say this is a standalone dark holiday romance with themes that some readers may find disturbing. It does have an HEA, so this is a a gothic romance, a military romance. So I'm thinking the mental health rep here is maybe PTSD style mental health rep, being it looks like he may be a vet that has issues. Okay, but I will definitely keep you guys abreast of that. So I'll put these two because these are both books that are KU, I believe, and I don't have a physical copy for them. So I'll put them up on my shelf to keep up with them. The Buzzword book, that is my next one that I need to do. It has Buzzwordathon is Water Words for February, and again, I'm choosing this one, Reign of Shadows and Endings by Melissa K. Rorich. Again, rain being the water word. So that's the one I'm going to choose for that one. As well as the other, like the vlog for my special edition, and then the Gilded cover card. So that one has triple duty going on with it. Alright, so now I need to turn us around to let us spin, well not spin, but to roll for the one romanceopoly book to get on my TBR. So I'll be back in just a few. Alright, so the last time we left off at Pins and Peak Lanes. So that was where we left off, and we figured out we kind of go by where their little road ends are. So we will figure this out and keep rolling. Like, this is the first time that the ladies have done this style board, so it's taking some getting used to. And again, I'm trying not to put me in shadow on the board. Let's see. Come over on this side, maybe that will be better. So we got an 11. I'm trying. So an 11. Alright, so moving 11 spaces from here. So we did that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this is Starlight Cinema is where we left off. So Starlight Cinema. Alright, so for the romanceopoly, I got Starlight Cinema. It says participate in a romanceopoly group or buddy read. So this is the form. I'm not sure how well that translated. I don't think it has to be specifically their group, their forms that we got to print, their printables. It says participate in a group or buddy read. You can either organize your own or join the romanceopoly. So the one I'm going to be reading, the book that I'm going to be reading. Alright, for this prompt, I'm going to be reading the second full novel from the Immortals After Dark series. This is the book. It is No Rest for the Wicked. This group read, this is Amanda Reads Romance. This is her group read that she is doing of all of the books for the Immortal Dark series. And I'm participating in that, so that puts one of those books onto my TBR. So I'm excited about that because we have 2 books for this group read to do for the month of February. So the first one would be No Rest for the Wicked, and then the second one would be Wicked Deeds on a Winter's Night, but that will be after I finish the second full-length novel. So I can't wait to do that. So that is that pick, and the only other book that we need to get is my series, and I will remember to do it this time. So I have a Dragon Egg that I have all the series that I'm focusing on for this year in this jar, or in the egg. I love how multi-tonal it is. That is awesome. So I have them in here, and whatever series I pull out, I just read whatever book is in. So whatever book is in is the next one that I need to read for that series. There are quite a few that I have in on my series tracker. I know I'm not going to finish all of the series, all the books, because there are a ton of them. So let's see which one I'm going to get. The last one was from the Savage Lands series. Let's do this one. I will die if it is Savage Lands again. I can't see it. It is, and I went to the very bottom. Oh my god. Alright, so Savage Lands, the third book, I believe, for that one. I was not expecting that. You guys saw it was all the way in there. I didn't look. That that was amazing. So the third book, let me get these back up here. I do have that one. Okay, so we'll get that one. I was interested in continue on this series, but I was not expecting the egg to give me the third book, book 3. This is Deadlands, because where it left off, I really kind of wanted to continue, and here we go. Got my opportunity. So again, this is by Stacey Marie Brown. It says, kidnapped by the notorious rebel group Povstat, Brexley finds her association goes deeper than she ever imagined. Reunited with old acquaintances and an uncle she never knew, Brexley is thrown into the vicious world of politics where human and fae leaders will do anything to come out on top. Alright, well, so the egg has chosen. We are continuing on with that series. Alright. The egg has spoken. Dragon Egg wants me to finish that series. That is hysterical. Alright, so again, this one will have to go with my other cards, so I will keep up with it and not lose it. Alright, so let's do a brief recap. So this is what it looks like with my 2 stand-in books. So technically, I think I did the math right, because math doesn't always math right with me. Alright, so for my manga, it was The Fruits Basket. For Gilded cover and Buzzwordathon, and then of course my vlog, this is Reign of Shadows and Endings by Melissa K. Rorich. That was 7 of Spades. The manga was 6 of Hearts. The King was a color generator. Green, a little bit in there, but there is green on the cover. This is A Flicker in the Dark by Stacy Willingham. For the Jack, Physical TBR, yes, I chose a Darcy Coates book, The Haunting of Ashburn House. A lot of these came from my 25 in 2025. So I'm making great use of that. Then the next one was a color generator for purple. Again, there's a little bit of purple on this cover, the best that I could find. So semi-definitive list of worst nightmares by Crystal Sutherland. And that was 2 of Spades. Which one was that one for? That was the King. And then the Spades, which I had a stand-in, that was, I'll put a picture up on the screen. Start a new series, which I chose the Darkstone Academy series. I think it was A Kiss of Salt and Sea, maybe. And then 10 of Spades is a mental health rep, and I did the Wrong Turn, or not, the Wrong Drive. And again, I have that one up there. It's a KU, making use of my KU as well. Then I did my romanceopoly pick, which was to read part of a group read, which was the next book in the Crest of Coal series. So I did that one for the cinema. And then my Dragon Age continuous series that I am working on for this year, it chose me. The Deadlands by Stacey Marie Brown. Alright, again, I would love it if you guys chose, or let me know if you are participating and choosing books for these same prompts. What did you choose? What did you pick? I would love it if you participated with me. Have the cards up there and all of that, and I can put them down in the description below if you want to, again, find books that match those prompts, and I would love to hear if you're participating and what you're reading for them. Anyways, until my next video, you guys, don't forget to click like, subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you in my next video.